Tonight we begin in Nanaimo, where RCMP have raided a suspected drug operation, arresting 4 people. One of them is a man they say is part of a First Nations criminal gang, the Red Alert Gang, involved in drugs, prostitution, and violent crime. Red Alert has been known to operate in the BC interior and on the lower mainland, but until now, it has not been active on Vancouver Island. A News Mid-Island Bureau Chief Jonathan Bartlett joins us now from our Nanaimo newsroom with more on that. Jonathan.
Hudson, Kevin John is described as a full-fledged member of the Red Alert Gang, a First Nation gang active in Alberta, the interior of BC, and the lower mainland. Police say he visits Nanaimo quite often, and it's likely he's not coming here for a vacation.
The search warrant was carried out early Friday evening at a suspected drug operation in Parkland House, an apartment building on Boundary Crescent in Nanaimo. 4 people were arrested, all suspected of trafficking in cocaine.
3 charges were sworn, one against Kevin John, one against Christopher David, and against Terry Alex. She's a 21-year-old female. They were charged with possession for the purpose of trafficking under the Controlled Drugs and Substance Act.
Cocaine, marijuana, and drug paraphernalia was seized, but of special interest to the RCMP, Kevin John, a known member of the Red Alert First Nations street gang.
They're street-level gangs. They're associated with selling drugs, lots of intimidation, break-and-enters, home invasions, rips, and also associated with firearms offenses.
The Red Alert Gang originated in Edmonton in the 1990s. Since then, they've developed cells in Kamloops, Chase, Salmon Arm, and the lower mainland. They have not been active on Vancouver Island until now.
Aboriginal gang violence has come to the forefront recently with the death of a 5-year-old boy in the Samson Cree First Nation in northern Alberta. The boy was struck by a bullet fired into his home on a reservation that has been plagued by gang-related violence. While no violence associated with the Red Alert Gang has broken out here, they could be attempting to establish themselves on Vancouver Island and recruiting First Nations youth.
It's a lucrative market. We've had incidents where certain individuals associated to this gang have had contact with the police up and down the island, but they do not have a foothold in our community.
The RCMP say some First Nations kids are vulnerable to the world of gangs, and they've developed a number of youth programs to try to give them an alternative.
One of the things I believe in after 30 years of policing is that you need to build kids' self-esteem. And if you can work with them and build their self-esteem, you get good mentorship, you're going to have a better success of having them stay away from gang life. Try to connect them back with their culture is huge.
There's a competition for turf, there's a competition for control of that market, and often that brings violence. And with the violence, many times there's innocent people caught in the crossfire, and that's what we don't want to see.
With these arrests, the RCMP is hoping they've sent a strong message to this particular gang.
The message is clear, is that their activity will not be tolerated, and we'll do what we can within the law to stop that activity from expanding.
No one from the Nanaimo First Nation here in Nanaimo would speak on this issue today. There's still the question of whether the Red Alert Gang has been actively recruiting young people here. Of course, Nanaimo is no stranger to gang activity, while the Hells Angels Motorcycle Club has taken a lower profile since their clubhouse was closed down by police a few years ago. They are known to associate with the Red Alert Gang in Edmonton. There's always that concern that any newcomer will set off a turf war here. Hudson?
All right, Jonathan Bartlett reporting in our Nanaimo newsroom. Jonathan, thank you.
Thank you.